What's up, gaming heroes? Welcome back to another awesome World of Warcraft video. In today's video, we're actually going to be covering a few little tips and tricks that you can use to become a better gold farmer in World of Warcraft. You can use these for gathering professions, or you can use them to run instances, or just generally farm mobs out in the world for BOE items or anything such as that. These tips and tricks will allow you to become more efficient, faster, and just better looking in general. If I miss anything during this video, please feel free to bring it up in the comment section below. I would really like to hear anything you have to say regarding these, and if there are any in particular that you really liked and want me to expand upon, please let me know as well, and I will. So first of all, one of the most valuable ones that I personally like to use across a lot of my alts, because a lot of my alts are engineers, is the wormhole devices. These are the devices that when used, they create a portal to a certain area that will just teleport you there and allow you to immediately begin farming. So it's very, very helpful if you've already used your Hearthstone or any of your Hearthstones and they are on cooldown. Additionally, the guild vendors sell 3 cloaks that can teleport you to Stormwind. Now obviously, you're going to need some guild reputation in order to purchase these, however they are extremely useful. This also works for teleporting you to Orgrimmar too. You can buy Jaina's Locket, which will portal you to Dalaran, the Ring of the Kirin Tor to teleport you also to Dalaran, and the Potion of Deepholm to teleport you to Deepholm. You can also have a second garrison Hearthstone by simply getting the Admiral's Compass, which will actually take you directly to your shipyard in your garrison. I find this one exceptionally helpful. Now you might be thinking in your head, Erosium, I don't need a designated gold farming character, but there are really unique benefits in having a gold making character. Certain races will have perks that will farm quicker. Certain classes are just blatantly more efficient due to being able to get into flight form quicker, or even actually being able to pick up a herb or mine something a little bit quicker. I'm going to be covering some little tricks and tips right now that I personally find extremely helpful for my farming characters. First is first, of course, getting the Forager's Gloves in Pandaria is insanely helpful. It doubles the speed in which you gather materials, and it should only take you 5 to 10 minutes to actually get it. Additionally, to pair with those gloves, getting the Mist Piercing Goggles, which you don't even need to be an engineer to equip, allows you to see additional mining veins and additional herbs while in Pandaria, which means you will actually earn a lot more gold per hour on your gathering whilst in Pandaria. Now, what class should your gold farmer be? I highly suggest that as a horde, you play a Tauren Druid, because you will just because as a Tauren, you will gather quicker, and if you're an alliance, I would go for Night Elf Druid, and this is just simply, again, gather quicker and be able to get into flight form even faster. Druids also have a really good AoE, so if you end up getting attacked whilst you're mining or herbing, you can easily destroy all the enemies around you without very much effort at all. You don't have to click and look for someone, you can just press one button and they die. Additionally, I really like Druids because in cat form, when they're in a dungeon, you can farm so much quicker, especially for things like transmog farming. If you spec your Druid into having wild charge, you can actually jump around the instance from enemy to enemy using your Druid, which I find particularly helpful when transmog farming. Oh, bag space. A lot of people don't realize, but bags are actually really cheap. Go ahead and buy yourself some 32 slot bags, get some really big bags going, and you can avoid having to go and vendor off all of your goodies when you are gold farming. Additionally to go with this, this is one of the most crucial things to a gold farmer in World of Warcraft. Creating your personal guild bank. Now, you might be a high-end player who plays in a guild and everything is about that guild, and I understand completely. However, a lot of the time people have alts in guilds that don't actually interact with that guild at all and would actually take a lot of value from having their own personal guild. Having your own personal guild is so valuable because you can access your guild bank anytime you need to, and instead of having to go to a mailbox, then mail something over, then getting on your next character and finding a mailbox to get that item, you can summon your portable guild bank, put it in your guild bank, and then log onto your other characters, summon your guild bank, and take it out. It's so gosh darn useful. It's also really useful for just transferring gold. Holding all your gold in a guild bank is so vital. This is because a lot of the time, say you're doing garrisons in Warlords of Draenor, you might need some gold on an ult that you never really play, and it's so easy just to draw the gold from there and put it straight to work. That's something I find absolutely vital as a gold farmer, and especially if I've got a lot of characters who do crafting. When you use TSM will automatically check your guild bank for any materials that you have access to. Now, a banking ult. A lot of people don't like to use banking ults. This is just because it takes up a character slot and it's not for them. I, however, find that banking ults are extremely useful. Just parking one at an auction house or a bank. I really like the Shattrath one. Is so useful, and I highly suggest doing this. When it comes to things like transmog farming, having a bank ult is so vital, it's unreal. And also learning how to use the basic functions of TSM will save you a lot of time when you're doing this posting. Stop yourself from having to click the item, then drag it into the auction house, then click post. You're wasting your time. I'd much prefer just to scroll my mouse wheel and have everything posted. 500 items, let's go. Now, your personal vendor and repair mount. This is going to cost a little bit of gold, but it's so vital, it's unreal. Say you're out farming a dungeon to get some of these awesome transmogs, awesome recipes, loads of cloth, everything like that, and you get hurt, your armor's broken, you look like a sausage running around with your tail between your legs. You got really no idea what you're doing. No problem. I can just pull up my Traveler's Tundra Mammoth and repair. It's so worth doing this. It's sold in Dalaran, and it is really just worth your time. When you're in a guild group and someone needs to repair, you can pop up that mount and you're thought of as that guy who's got the repair mount. Now, additionally, say you are a transmog farmer, or you're just in an instance farming something that is very helpful. It doesn't have to be in an instance, but this one in particular I find is so helpful in an instance. Bear tartar. Bear tartar is a cooked food that gives you a speed boost when farming mobs. If you spend at least 10 seconds eating it, you'll become well fed and sprint for a short time after killing an enemy. This means if you're killing lots of mobs, you will constantly have a speed buff, which is insanely useful when farming. You wouldn't believe the difference in speed that you can get by simply just eating a little bit of food. There are also a number of speed potions that you can actually use to increase your speed of farming. However, this really depends on whether you have the gold sufficient to buy these types of things. I personally really enjoy using the Drainic speed potion and the swiftness potion. These have a 1 minute cooldown. These do have a cooldown, but it's not a big deal to still use them anyway. Additionally, now this is a really useful one for those people gathering out there. Save yourself the time. Dark Moon Firewater. This has a 1 hour buff that increases your speed of gathering. So useful. Oh my gosh, the speed it gives you is unreal. You can use this in every expansion as well. So just having that Dark Moon Firewater will save you an absolute shed loads of time and make you a far more efficient gatherer. This will work for... Now, you can either buy this from the auction house, and bear in mind that when the Dark Moon Fair is up on the first weekend of the month, it will always be cheaper at that time because that's when people are farming it. But if you buy it, say, at a different time outside of that time, then it's going to be a little bit more expensive. I highly suggest waiting until the Dark Moon Fair is up and then stocking up and buying, say, 200 just to get your stocks really nice and high. A lot of people will farm this Dark Moon Firewater, wait for the Dark Moon Fair to go, then sell it at a much higher price. You don't want to have to go and buy all of your Dark Moon Firewaters at that point. If you do, just buy 1 or 2, however many you actually need. Another really useful tip is getting yourself the mailbox toy. This is so helpful. The lost mailbox toy is so helpful. It only takes 30 minutes as a quest chain, and it is so good. It's a really funny quest chain, and the quests send you all over the place, so you get to experience some in World of Warcraft that you've never experienced before. Now this is so helpful because it's a 3-hour cooldown, but you can use it on every single one of your characters. So say you're going out around and you suddenly need to send a bunch of transmogs to your banker, but you don't want to have to teleport back to a tavern or teleport back to a city to do that because you want to do some more farming. Then you just pull up your toy, you send off all your materials, all your transmogs, everything like that, and you carry on farming. It makes you a far more efficient farmer, and it's definitely worth spending the 30 minutes doing that, considering you're probably going to save that from 3 hearthstones of having to go back and send off things again. Very, very useful. Now, as a druid, bear in mind, druids have an ability called teleport to Moonglade or maybe even Dreamhaven. It depends if you've unlocked that area. If you can do this, especially teleporting to Moonglade, I particularly like because you have access to a mailbox almost immediately. When you actually get to Moonglade, there's a mailbox right there that you can click and send stuff and then teleport back to the instance that you were currently at. Very, very useful. Now, add-ons that will make you more efficient. TSM is really good. In general, this is quite a complicated add-on, and I highly suggest people to actually read up the forums on Trade Skill Master just to get the best information, because that's really where the best information comes from. A lot of the admins on there have spent a lot of time going through everything on there, and I think it's personally insanely useful, all the things that they've given. Scrap is another that I really like. This allows me to mark certain items as automatic junk, which will automatically be sold the second I open up a vendor, and this means that on my banking toon, I can always make sure that I am selling the items that I really do not sell or plan to keep for any reason. If you do not like TSM, then I would highly suggest getting the postal add-on, which will just allow you to basically open all your posts really quickly and really efficiently. Additionally, Bag On is an extremely useful add-on which will actually turn all your bags into one large bag, so it's a bit easier to organize yourself. Additionally, it gives you an auto clean up your bags, so it makes your bags look a bit nicer. If you really have no interest in actually looking at your materials or your transmogs or anything like that when you're out farming, you just want to be the most efficient possible, then getting the add-on Auto Loot Plus actually speeds up your looting and takes away the box that actually shows you your loot, just puts it straight into your bags, no mess about, which is very, very useful. Undermine Journal is a very, very useful add-on which will actually tell you the value of items you pick up, and this updates, every 4-ish hours, so you can always be sure that you've got an average value of your item correctly. TSM also does this, but a bit more accurate. However, it does require more effort to get it set up. Loot Appraiser is an absolutely wonderful add-on I love, which will actually show you physically in the game when you pick up an item of certain values. So say it's 1,000 gold, you can set it to 1,000 gold, and Loot Appraiser will come up as a raid warning, say, "You've just received an item worth 1,000 gold, you're an absolute legend." No, they won't say you're an absolute legend, that's just my part thrown in there. But I wish it did. Okay guys, I really hope that you've liked this video, you smash the subscribe button. If you've got anything to add in the future for future videos, I would love to help out in any way I can. Look forward to seeing you in the comments section. Have a wonderful day and join the Discord. We have loads of discussions about gold farming in there. This is Erosium, out.